What some people probably didn't notice in the beginning of Avatar is the quote unquote Fire Nation bad and everybody else is good. That narrative was broken very early. Of course, people picked up on the obvious Jet episode where he tried to beat an old man senseless. And that's just because he was a part of the Fire Nation and Sokka stopped him. Just for that same Fire Nation man to speak up for Sokka and get everybody to listen to him and not arrest him instead, saving the lives of the people in the village. But on the other hand, the Earth Nation old man who was in a similar situation where the old man's life was in danger, but he was from the Earth Kingdom, and the team decided to help him as well because he's an innocent citizen, and it literally backfired on him because he turns out to be a snitch. And he goes to tell the Fire Nation that Haru is an earthbender, arresting and imprisoning Haru while the whole time Haru was just trying to save this old man's life. So very early on, the black and white line is already blurred and it's gray already at this point. And this was still the first season, by the way. There were a lot of hidden messages in season 1 that a lot of people overlooked. I feel as if all the masters in the entirety of Avatar The Last Airbender are so incredibly unique but also very knowledgeable at the same time. Even though they all got very different teaching styles, their way of passing on knowledge is truly underrated. Whether they're from different nations or even complete animals, they're still masters and teachers nonetheless. Which, in all honesty, if you watch the entire Avatar The Last Airbender series and give it time to settle, soak in, and actually dissect it bit by bit, you can single handedly learn something new every episode. And I mean, genuinely, you can learn something new that you can apply in your everyday life. It was truly a one on one series that teaches lessons that are truly underrated. And I'm definitely going to make more videos where I dissect each individual teacher's teaching style and what makes their influence and teaching style very unique and separated from all the other teachers. And also the lessons that they taught in the series. I love when I see a character that uses bending with whatever weapon of choice that they pick, because it simply shows that Zuko was right all along, where your weapons aren't just your weapons, something separate, but actually should be thought of as an extension of your body. Which, whenever someone in the series use bending in correlation with a weapon, they tend to use it that way. And it is absolutely peak every time. Like, who would want to see an earthbender with dual hammers? Or better yet, a firebender with dual swords? Or better yet, airbenders with fans? And they know that they will be OP with fans. That's why Aang had to put it down. He's like, oh, too early in the series to be this cold. Like, whenever we see a character in Avatar using weapons, it's always a spectacle. Always. To the point where that's where the non-benders typically shine at. But overall, bender or not, Avatar's display and choreography in regards to each particular weapon and how they are used is truly underrated. And also, let me know if y'all like when they use weapons as well, because I can't be the only one. I have an absolutely insane theory and crazy take, but Aunt Wu was never wrong. Like, genuinely, she was never wrong. And I'm referring to her original prediction where she says the volcano will not destroy the village this year. Which, in all honesty, she was right. And I know what y'all are going to say. Aang and Sokka, they played a real big part in this because they climbed up to the mountain. And then they saw that the volcano was going to erupt. But go back and watch the episode. The reason that Aang and Sokka was climbing that volcano in the first place was because Aang was climbing that volcano to look for a particular flower. And that flower gives him luck and romance. And why did he believe that? Because Aunt Wu told him to follow his heart. And his heart led him to that, which in turn made him go up to the volcano, see what was going on, then change the cloud formations to make Aunt Wu do another prediction. So when you really think about it, her fortune counteract another fortune just so it can turn out to make her right again. Really think about how insane that is. Aunt Wu was always right. So I put on who would be the best assassin for hire. So I said Azula if she was sane and Katara if she had no morals. But I really want y'all to understand how slept on Combustion Man actually is. Sparky Boom Man was supposed to be successful countless of times. It's just that his target had god tier reflexes. And what's crazy is people still think that Korra has bare reflexes. He heard someone sniff from far away, mind you, because Combustion Man was just unlucky. If Aang wasn't Aang, he was supposed to be hit his target. And on top of that, they're lucky that Toph woke him up because she felt something.
Guys, you're all gonna think I'm crazy.
Because in all honesty, we know if he had normal targets, he is taking them out easily. All I'm saying is Sparky Boom Man deserves more credit. An assassin that breathes almost in and out to have a sniper silencer on his forehead? That's terrifying. One of the most slept on characters in all of Avatar is definitely Suki, because nobody questions one bit about when Suki got locked up. She come back out fighting and being 10 times more acrobatic than she was before she went in. Like, we talk about Iroh's prison transformation a lot of times because we visually see it. But Suki's transformation as soon as she hopped out of prison, that should be studied because that is absolutely underrated. Because tell me how she go from this,
Wait for an opening and then.
jumping over to her being able to fight against Azula with a shield and sword in order to protect Appa. Then she gets locked up and she's like this. Like, that's a major jump, and I want to see the training arc. Something that I always wondered is in season 1 when Zhao put the hit out on Zuko, aka an assassination attempt on the royal family, because Zhao found out that Zuko was the blue spirit. Like, does Zhao ever think for a moment how badly Iroh would have killed him to pieces and turned him into ash if he was actually successful in killing Zuko? Mind you, moments before, Zhao was the one that hired Zuko's crew to get off the ship, leaving Zuko alone and vulnerable. And ironically enough, the very next episode, Iroh confessed that Zuko is like a son to him, ever since he lost his own son. So imagine if Zhao was actually successful, and Iroh found out way later that Zhao was the one responsible. The anger Iroh will have is absolutely terrifying.
I'll unleash on you tenfold! Let it go now!
And on top of that, Zhao didn't have much proof, by the way. Just that Zuko just so happened to have the same swords as the blue spirit. Like, if we're being honest, that's just a crazy whim to go off of. There was a high chance for him being wrong.
Hello, Zuko here.
And if you like that video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And also let me know what you think the next video should be based off of. Because like I say at the end of all my videos, I read every comment and I make sure that y'all are heard. Because I'm trying to get to 50K by the end of the year, I would love to have your support and hear more about your ideas. I hope you're able to apply these words in your everyday life. And Lily, thanks for watching. Oh, and a reminder, drink water.
Perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness and love